we are back. We are back. We are back.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are
Happy New Year.
Happy
and
New
we've
Year.
missed 2 birthdays. We've missed Natalie's on Boxing Day. Happy birthday to you. And we missed Caddy's 2 days ago.
Oh, happy birthday, Caddy.
Caddy. Oh, Caddy. Where are you? Is that your house, Caddy?
I wish it were. I'm going to pretend it is. But no, it's Le Manoir in Oxfordshire.
Oh, was that your birthday present, darling? Was that your birthday present?
My birthday.
Lovely. So are you with all the children or just your husband?
Oh, goodness. That wouldn't be a birthday present. No. This is a couple's getaway.
Whoa.
Oh.
No more children, please. No more.
Now, the thing is, we never talk about age. Well, the age of our bodies, as my mother used to say. Yeah, how old do you think I am? Do you want to know how old my body is or how old I am? So I want you to tell me how old you really are. So I think I am I could be 9, perhaps.
And a half.
9.5? I don't know, maybe. Perhaps not that old. Maybe 8. Yeah.
8.
What about you, Dee? How old are you?
About 6. Yeah, about 6.
Natalie?
Still having fun.
I'm 6. I'm nearly 6.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Paddy, how old are you?
7. That's my lucky number. I'm 7.
You're 7. So I'm the eldest.
You are the
I'm
eldest.
the eldest of the group.
Well, when did we stop saying the half? You know, like I'm 6.5, I'm 7.5, and that half suddenly doesn't become important anymore, and you don't.
No, and and 3/4. And 3/4. You don't say, I think it drops in the teens because you don't say I'm like 13 3/4, do you?
No, but you say I'm nearly 40.
We used to want to get older, didn't we? It's like a friend of mine I was brought up with. My birthday's in April and hers is in March. So it was always like, oh, I'm going to be 9 before, months before you, which is a lot then.
Yes.
And now
we're going back. Because my mother always said to me, lie about your age because you will regret it if you don't when you're older. She was right.
Absolutely right. I always remember Susan George. Susan, hello. Coming up, me being in a pub, and because I was younger than her, coming over and saying, you're underage drinking.
Oh, dear.
Told the bar manager, oh, Susan.
Did they stop you? Did they throw you out?
They didn't actually. He liked the bar manager.
Right, that's here. So we might as well just let her in.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Danny.
Hello.
Lovely to
I was
see you
just
again.
saying to the girls that you and the camera and talking to you on FaceTime is one of the funniest things in my life. At one time, I even spoke to your toe.
Can be done. Now I see you're speaking to my cushion. Yes.
What's she like, honestly? I love your hair.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you. I just threw this together, Dee, really seriously in about 10 minutes. I thought, oh, Lordy, is this a good time to wash your hair? But it's done. It's clean.
Oh,
Anyway.
lovely.
Did you try it yourself, Les?
You did. Excuse my language. Yes, I did.
Well, that's good.
That's a first, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Very nice.
Very curly. She's very curly.
And frizzy, a bit frizzy. So I've got a very good spray thing that takes
you?
Yes.
What's that?
What is it, Lesley?
It's called Kerastase.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Oh, I use that too. I love it.
It's good, isn't it? For the
It's very
frizz.
good.
Yeah, very good.
Well, hopefully, Lesley, you'll be having people ringing you up now from Kerastase saying, would you like?
That would be nice.
Yes, why not?
So, Darren, you've been up to so much stuff since you've last been on. First of all, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. And we know that you've been to Berry What's It Farm, didn't you? I'm sorry, because he was on here as well.
Richard's house. Yes, I have.
Yes.
Berry Barn, Heartland. And it's very beautiful. It was very cold outside, but gorgeous inside. I don't know how they heat what is a barn conversion like they do. Dog has just arrived. If a dog arrives in the camera, it's because the dog has arrived.
Oh, yes, you've got a doggy.
Little Fred's just had a walk and he's come back. Colour a sausage. There we go.
So let's tell us about I mean, it's funny. It seems like anything you get into is like magic. But now, did you expect this Mr. Bates at the post office to be like this? No.
No, I mean, no, nobody expected this for a second. In fact, I heard yesterday our producer Patrick Spence sent a little email to all the creatives, you know, the Gwyn, the writer, and the director, everybody, and said, because it went out on January the 1st for 4 nights, and he said, "Listen, guys, this may or may not get an audience, but we've done our best. We hope the story will get out there and it will engage people, but don't be disappointed if the figures are a bit low."
Oh,
Wow.
It's the biggest thing in 2024. I watched it. I watched all of it, and I just think it's fabulous. And not only is it brilliant drama, it's changing policy. I mean, it's on the Today programme every morning.
It's on the
amazing.
news, being on the news, seemingly every news channel, with maybe Yemen has slightly taken over in the last day or two, but you know, for a good fortnight it was, and it really has made a difference. And that's the people, if you like, that's people outraged because they finally got engaged emotionally with what happened. A lot of stories had been out there, the journalists had done their best, and they've been, you know, Panorama covered it and da. But I suppose the point is, and we know this, but not seemingly everybody else does, drama, that's its job. It makes it real. It makes you respond emotionally and engage emotionally. And that's a whole different story from reading it dry in a newspaper.
yes,
Absolutely. Gwyn did such a great job, didn't she? Because she didn't want anybody to be a victim, and she didn't want them to be, she wanted them to be fully rounded human beings that people could really relate to.
absolutely. And also, because I'd read a lot about it in the press.
Have you?
But
Yeah.
as you say, I didn't really know the extent of it. I mean, it's like, I thought it was, you know, I was outraged, just a few people. But when I saw the drama, I mean, I was on the floor, and it was just so brilliant. You know, you were brilliant in it, Lesley, of course. And the whole story was just, oh my God. You know, I still
takes your breath away, doesn't it? Because when we went to this press screening, it was the first time we'd all seen the 4 episodes. And of course, we know the story and we've read the script, but we were still sitting there like everybody else going, how could that have happened?
No. And it's people at the top. You know, it's almost like they're in an ivory tower.
I know, and we've really got to keep an eye on this because sometimes people slither away if they've got connections, and that can't be allowed to happen, can it?
No, precisely. I mean, it's brilliant. It was fantastic, and
Brilliant
I bet you're really proud of it. You should be.
Well, do you know what? We love our job, right? So it's a joy to do something as quality as that with that kind of cast. It was thrilling, and but for it to actually make a difference, a real difference, and make those people properly heard.
Yes.
Well, you know, you just felt a real responsibility. Everybody did. Everybody was very invested. Of course, anybody would be, wouldn't you? You know, you could see it really matters, and you didn't want to let them down. But everyone's just
did you meet any of them in real life?
Oh gosh, yes. At the read-through, Alan Bates was there with Suzanne, his missus. Jo Hamilton was there, the postmistress from Hampshire, who Monica Dolan played so brilliantly. She was there. And then I, of course, had already asked if I could meet my lady, and she was great. And I went to see her several times. And in fact, she came to the screening, and I found her wandering around Piccadilly. And I said, Pam, are you coming to the screening? Oh, God, so glad to see you. Haven't been up to London on my own for 40 years.
Oh.
So it was, it became very personal. Not every cast member could meet their people, of course, because, surprise, surprise, Leah Williams and Kate Kelly, who were playing Angela Van, I can never say that word, Bogan, and Paula Venables, Leah Williams played Paula Venables. Well, of course, they weren't willing to speak. No. So those girls had to create their characters and flesh them out, and I thought they did brilliantly from emails, transcripts.
I loved Leah Williams' character because she looked so blank.
Yeah,
when she was asked questions, you could see she was going,
I know.
I've got nothing.
Yeah, the light's on and nobody's home today. Sorry. Chilling. Yeah, and she must. I mean, those people. There are people in senior positions at post offices that have not been held accountable, they must have known. And somebody or some people must have said to the Horizon helpline, just tell them they're the only one that's having difficulties.
Yes.
That was told to hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yes.
Somebody
It's
must
so
have
weird.
said that.
Yes.
So wicked, isn't it?
But
It's evil.
Natalie's been trying to get a word in here. She's been.
Oh no, do you know, there are very few things that you can watch and that you get to the end of it and you think, I could actually watch all of that all over again right now, because there is so much of it was so unbelievable. You can't believe what you actually just watched.
Yeah.
And so many things are, I mean, even if dramatically it's been changed a bit, the story is so strong, it's so real, it's so powerful what you all did. It's brilliant.
Know what? It's been changed very little, really very little. The odd name here and there, but the horror of those stories is 100%. And also in the court, a lot of what was said, like when he says to my character, I don't suppose you really remember that year. And she says, you mean the year my husband died?
Yes, exactly.
That was said word for word. Similarly, one of my favourite, because it's funny and horrifying, is when Catherine Kelly's in the dock and they ask us a question. She talks absolute nonsense. I mean, nonsense. And that was word for word what she said.
Really?
I mean, it's worth going back to have a look at it because she's so brilliant. She tries to make sense of what she's saying, but it's complete gobbledygook, absolute nonsense.
Yes, wasn't it the real barrister? Wasn't he the real barrister or the real?
No, Nadeem Sawai.
Yeah,
he was he came in and did it, and I think James Knockerty came in and did him. Those barristers, aren't they amazing? Because they look like the real thing.
Yeah, I thought it was the real thing. I thought it was. Yeah. I thought one of them was real. No,
there were. But when I met the one that was interrogating me at the read-through, I just met him. You know, we're all actors at a read-through, and I said, "Do you play these all the time?" And he went, "Yeah, I just played a nice one recently." I said, "Well, you are frighteningly real. I mean, you don't look like an actor. You look like a real, horrible, scary, snuffy barrister." And he does, and he's the nicest man, but God, he's... And Adam, who plays the smart one in the blue suit, is a bit, you know...
Oh, I love him.
He's gorgeous and he's charming, and that's what he is in real life.
And do you know that Ian does his hair?
I did know that. I forgot. I didn't know when I worked with Adam. Next time I see Adam, I'm going to have to say, guess what we have in common?
I know Ian went to his wedding as well.
He did. Yeah, and did his hair properly. Yeah.
Lesley, do you know what's happened to Jiu-Jitsu? Because they should be held accountable, shouldn't they?
Fujitsu.
Fujitsu.
Well, that's being talked about right now, and I've heard some politicians saying there's got to be more money found, and why aren't they coughing up?
Yeah,
because they're a hugely, successful organisation. So I think that's being looked in at the moment. But of course, they need to be held accountable because there were terrible lies coming from them as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm not saying anything, other than everything's brilliant. But if they were lying to the post office, did the post office? Obviously, they knew there was a problem. So why didn't the post office say you're lying to us?
I know. There's a lot of mystery around this. Absolutely. And here's a silly thing, right? Suddenly, and it's hundreds of postmasters being convicted.
Yes.
Why didn't somebody take about 12 of them, look in their bank accounts and check out the cars they must have been buying or the holidays they must have been going on? Because, of course, that would have told you in a heartbeat. None of these people had these vast amounts of money. Quite the reverse. They were hemorrhaging money from their families. They remortgaged their houses, and some went bankrupt. So, I mean, it would take an idiot detective to look into it and go, this doesn't really tally. If she's got £36,000, where is it? They deliberately threw all the expensive lawyers at it and slowed everything down till they ran out of money. That was just
what they do.
So talk about kicking the little man. That's what they did. Shamelessly. Yeah.
That's absolutely true. So what's coming up next for you, Les?
That's a short answer. I don't.
the world, I would think.
Well, yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm sitting hopefully going, great new year, everyone's back to work. The strike's over, la-di-da, let's hope things roll
Well,
on.
yeah, are you now? I've often told the girls about the medical detection doggies.
Yes.
Are you still involved with those?
I am. They've asked me to present something at Crufts in March.
Oh,
them.
yes. We've been to
Yeah.
Crufts together, haven't we?
I think we have. Yes. Yes, it's a good thing, isn't it? I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. No,
Yeah.
MDD are carrying on as always, doing brilliant stuff and
Yeah.
expanding their programs. They do less of the diabetes stuff because there's machinery that can alert them rather than a dog. But the dogs have then been sent off to other people with other illnesses that compromise their lives, and these dogs kind of give them warnings and give them their life back. That's amazing stuff still going on. And their
Yeah.
cancer detection, of course, is still, and they did when I went last to the centre, the COVID dog came and checked I hadn't got COVID.
I wonder who first discovered that this, you know, there's always such strong bonds between owners and their dogs. Who first
It was
decided?
Claire, wasn't
Like
it?
this
Was it
up?
Claire?
Well, Claire had already started doing some work on detection, and weirdly, she had quite soon in her she had a dog called Daisy, who was a lovely lab, and Daisy was being trained to do some other cancer detection. I don't know what it was, but she kept nudging Claire in the breast, and eventually, and it was early days of all of this, and Claire went to her GP and she said, I know this sounds weird, but this is not normal behavior and I'm not sure what's happening, but I feel something might be, we might need to investigate. So they did, and they found a deep-seated tumour in her breast that they would not have found until it was too late, because it was very, very hidden and behind. So that saved her life. Daisy absolutely saved her life. And you're right, it's something to do with the bond of the human and the animal. And they have this incredible sense of smell. And this dog was obviously really geared up to do this kind of work. You know, she loved it. She knew what she was doing. And she did it before Claire even knew there was anything wrong.
Extraordinary.
And also Animals Asia, Les, you're always with your moon bears?
Yes, if anybody's interested in that story, it's animalsasia.org.
Yes.
It is a fantastic woman called Jill Robinson who went to a bear bile farm 20 plus years ago because she was on an undercover assignment. She was working for IFAW, the International Federation for Animal Welfare. And they'd said, look, there's something really weird and suspicious going on this farm. They would take lots of tourists to the shop. People would buy bear bile and other things, bear bile products. And she was told to go around the back she was with two friends, and she went down some steps into what she said was like hell. And there were about 20 cages, and there were these moon bears, and these are black Asiatic bears, and they have a yellow crescent on their chest, and it looks like a moon. So they're called moon bears. And she saw all these bears in deep distress because they were in tiny cages, they couldn't move. And she then found out that what they do is they stick something into their gallbladder to take the bile from their gallbladder. And so these animals can be caged for 20 years. Anyway, long story short, she was shocked and she felt something on her shoulder. She turned around and this big female bear put her paw through the bars. And Jill, she said she would never do this in normal circumstances. It's a wild animal. She took the paw, and this bear just looked at her and gently, gently squeezed her hand.
Oh,
and
my God.
Yeah, she knew in that moment something enormous had happened. When she came home, she rang Ginny McKenna, who's a big friend of hers. And she said, Ginny, I think something rather important's just happened and I don't know what to do. And Ginny said, you're going to have to do something about this, because if you don't, you'll always regret it. And my friend Jill Robinson, who is a superstar of a human being, has been working on this ever since that day. And she's got two enormous sanctuaries, one in China, one in Vietnam. And she's about to open a third one because they've managed to get Vietnam to make it illegal. The government are on her side. So they've got to build a sanctuary to rescue 300 bears left.
Oh my God, I've never even heard of this. This is awful.
Oh, animalsasia.org. Honestly, I'll tell you, one of the most sort of exciting and positive things you can ever see is when they film it when they go on a rescue. So you watch it in live time, and these people are amazing. They're amazing. They don't even have to talk to each other. They just know what they're doing. They get the bear out. They sometimes have to anaesthetize it. They give it a health check, and they figure out if they're safe to travel. And from there on in, they're treated with love and respect. And their logo is kindness in action. And when I've been to their sanctuary, I went a few months ago in Vietnam. Whenever I go there, I think, why can't the world work like this? Because if it did, we would be a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Treating people with kindness and respect. And, you know, there used to be a number, they're given a name. And when they finally pass, they have a funeral. Somebody reads a poem. I mean, it's really lovely.
But I want to say, I'm a huge fan of your back catalogue. I loved Beryl the Cook in Downton Abbey. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, Beryl.
It's such a strong part.
Well, it was on the lucky actors list when I got that, because, yeah, it was a lovely experience. Really lovely.
Oh, it's excellent. So
you mean it was better than doing the bloody Russ Abbott show?
But you know, you have to do those, don't you? Because it's character building, Debbie, wasn't it? For us.
Exactly.
Yes. Throwing packages at each other in a field, I seem to remember one day.
Yes, the green, it was the green drinks that we had the night before. Do you remember those?
Yes, I do. But it was comedy at its best, Debs.
Anyway, darling, thank you so much, Les. It's been an
having me
incredible show.
Thank
Really?
Oh my God, Lesley, thank you. Really,
Thank you.
from my heart.
No,
Yeah.
bless your heart. Well, thank you, and thank goodness it might make a difference for you.
Yeah, we will put it on our website.
Thank you,
Everything.
darling.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Lovely to see
We love you.
So much.
Love you,
See you
Les.
soon.
Lovely to meet you. Oh my God, that was really fascinating.
Oh God, I'm honestly, it's just blown me away what she was saying about the as
dear.
well. I know. I never bloody cry, do I? But something like that, I'll tell you, it really gets to me.
Yeah, and me.
Something like that, those bears, and the fact that he put his paw or her paw on Leslie's shoulder. I mean, they're almost like human, aren't they?
Well, we're going to put a link to the Moon Bears
Yes.
on the show because we have to, because it's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Amazing. Well, the post office was it was so good having her personal experiences, you know, of meeting everyone.
Yeah.
And in a way, when you watch it, it's like a documentary, although it's a drama, and it's quite difficult to see the difference between the two. So it's a really powerful thing.
And, you know, a lot of dramas, they, you know, write sort of fantasy characters, but as she said, it was just so near the truth and hardly anything changed. That was amazing.
Yeah, because that scene when the person from the post office is talking gobbledygook, I just thought that's got to be made up.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just bizarre.
Yeah, but the thing that I remember is with Leah Williams when they said da-da-da-da, and she went,
yeah.
Yes. I mean, no idea what they were talking about. She had nothing.
No.
And to actually bring that across,
She was brilliant, wasn't
was
she?
very, very clever.
Excellent.
Very clever. Well, girls, we have to fly out of the nest.
do.
Yes. And you're flying away from the manoir. Well, not yet. You've still got a couple of days there, Caddy Town.
Oh, enjoy,
Bring
darling.
that birthday out, Caddy. Make it last a long time.
Yeah, have a lovely time, darling. You deserve it. You really do.
We will see you on Friday.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.